my birthday, which is July the 15th.
Welcome to the exhibit. This is a fabric exhibit the journey started about 2 years ago. As you can see, it's very beautiful and colorful. And the reason why we did it was because we wanted people to learn about Africa. It has 54 countries worldwide. And one of the things I would say about Africa is that it is a beautiful melting pot of different cultures, different languages, different tribes. But what I found out through my journey through different African countries is in finding fabric that resembled and represented each community, each tribe, each country actually. And so we picked out of about probably 22 countries of fabrics that you're going to see here displayed at the Black Archives of Native America. So we want you guys to be a part of this. This exhibit is going on through the whole month until June 27th. Please do come. Bring your students, bring your friends, bring your families. Learn about Africa. This is what culture is about, knowing what is around you and surrounds you, who is next to you, and who could be a part of your own world. So the history of Ankara is that it actually came to Africa because originally it was from a Dutch colony, and the way that the Dutch actually got into Africa is because it was first in Indonesia. Indonesia is where this fabric originated, but when the Dutch tried to market it to the Europeans, it did not quite jive with them. I'm assuming these colors were a little bit too bright for them. But when you find that with slavery back in the Dutch era, when they brought over slaves, they came to buy slaves rather. It was during that time that would be a form of trade, and the fabric would be worn by royalty and queens back then. As sad as that history is, I know the Africans did take that and make it their own, which is why we have amazing, beautiful fabrics. This is actually a printed up card, but as we go along, we'll show you some of the more traditional fabrics that are in use today and handcrafted in various ways and shapes. I'll start with this bark cloth right here. So hopefully you get to come and see and just read some of this. A lot of the bark cloth is just primarily worn by kings, Kabaka chiefs over in Uganda. And I can tell you they use a lot of it for rituals and burials and things like that. It's very symbolistic and very ancestral, has a very ancestral connection. We collected this in Kampala, and it's one of the things that I got to see how they make it. They harvest it, soak it, and then they hammer it for days and days and days. And it actually looks like it could be a little rough, but it's actually worn and made from the mutuba tree. And you get to see some of the ways that handcrafted and ethically sourced things are used in this day and age. We have some of the dyes that are made from trees. I know some of you have heard about these banana braids. It is the new thing, guys. It is natural, ethically sourced, great for your scalp, great for your hair. I got to see how they use raw banana fibers to make the actual hair pieces. We get to see some of the yarns in their original form and some of the classic ways that they use handmade looms for that. This beautiful piece is right here actually from the western part of Africa. This particular one here is called Adira. What's beautiful and how it's made, it's hand dyed using a common indigo plant that you probably have heard of, and it produces a natural dye. If you ever get a chance to watch YouTube, you can see some of the processes of the handmade fabrics. This is some more of the chitenge. Chitenge is pretty much similar. It's Ankara, but it's a version that we use in East Africa called the chitenge. And in Kenya, we actually call it kitenge. Look at this beautiful. This is bazin. Bazin is mostly out of Mali. It has a beautiful shine. You will notice that bazin is also very high quality polished cotton. Doesn't look like it's cotton, but it's actually very, very high quality. You're gonna find it a lot in weddings and things like that. We have the Gikoi, which is primarily in the eastern parts of Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zanzibar. It's great, it's just hand woven, and it's actually from cotton yarn. We have this is an actual printed form of Bogolonfini. Bogolonfini is a fabric that is very, very, very old. I got to be able to see how it's traditionally made, and this is what most people know as the mud cloth. You've probably seen that used in a lot of ceremonies, and even people that wear it, it is a very treasured item to wear and worn in very, very special. It's mostly also considered to have spiritual properties just because of the way it's made. It's made out of iron-rich mud that also creates that color that you see. So you're going to see a lot of neutral colors that come out of the ganda. My fun memory about this, the lower fabric is, they call it the kaneki. And I remember going to West Pokot. It's on the furthest edge of Kenya. And there was this girls all over the place just wearing these beautiful skirts. And I was told it's called the lower skirts. And I was asking, I mean, is it just a thing that they wear this skirt? But I got to learn that it's a form of ritual. When girls reach a certain age, they get to wear that skirt. I mean, the tradition is so beautiful to understand the beauty of these things that is, these types of traditions that are still being maintained to this day. This is your printed fabric. I just love the colors on it. It's a modern one, but the color and dye, they use a lot of natural earth tones, but they also, this case, they implement a lot of modern and also a lot of more traditional waxing techniques. We have the bakuba. This is completely traditionally, mostly used in dowries and funerals. This is from the Democratic Republic of Congo. It's from the Kuba people. And this particular type is finely woven raffia fabric. And they usually cut it and weave it together as well as so. And you can see how much it is very hand sewn. Really beautiful. A shawke from Ibadan, Lagos. This is mostly from the Yoruba tribe, I believe. The colors, a lot of the fabrics, African fabrics in different colors have a representation for that color. Like this particular one being in the blue, it represents a lot of power and strength, which signifies a lot of wisdom, nobility, and it also can be found in some rich reds and the motifs in it are what makes the fabric stand out. This particular one is just indigo fabric, completely ethically sourced, made from the indigofera plant. And it was a very key modern trade back then in the Mesoamerican civilization. They used a lot of these fabrics to trade actually, and actually there has been a big global influence of indigo. The craftsmanship, even here in the Americas, the Caribbean, if you read a lot of the history surrounding the indigo fibers and how the ink was made, it actually is a big point of slavery as well, how they produced the indigo plants. This is a lasso kanga. What you're gonna see difference about this is mostly in the eastern part of Africa. You're gonna see a lot of it is used as wraps or scarves, but what's interesting about kangas is that it always had a message. It has proverbs, which is written right here. This one says, Heshima yataka moyo. It means respect needs heart. Important, right? So a lot of the origins trace back to the Swahili in Zanzibar, and they usually will have this symbolistic proverbs and they're very, very colorful. The cultural representation of this, a lot of it would represent femininity and grace as well. One of my favorite fabrics, of course, would be the kente. So with the kente, it's from the Ashanti people, also the Ewe people of Ghana. You will see the way that it's made, especially the woven one, is very different from the printed one. These are completely different, if you can see that. But the colors are still vibrant. You'll see a lot more of this, but this is the real woven kente that is found. So traditionally it was reserved for royalty weddings, which is why you'll see it's very significant to that, especially to the African American diaspora, because it's a very, it offers a connection to ancestral heritage. So some of the motifs that you see on the kente fabric, it symbolizes cultural values and life philosophies. And the colors also are very representative, especially the blue represents harmony, the green fertility, the gold is royalty. So it also has an emotional and spiritual belief that is attached to it. we have the ashoke. The ashoke is beautiful. This is mainly from Nigeria. Usually you'll see that it's hand woven. It's a cloth of the Yoruba tribe. It is passed on generation to generation. I actually acquired this from Mama Ugo, who was kind enough to let me have this piece of her history and her family for generations to come. Fun fabric from South Africa, the shweshwe. As you can see, it's very symbolistic. The significance of the colors signify celebration and history. And also, some of these are, it's made with roller printed cotton that has very, very intricate patterns. As you can see, it's very beautiful fabric. The togu is ndap. It's mainly from Cameroon. It feels really good. It's a beautiful velvet, and the embroidery in it is so, so beautiful. It transitioned from strictly being a royalty fabric, and so you'll find it now being used in a lot of ceremonial celebrations, graduations, and things like that. It actually has it's hand embroidered velvet. And so you gotta come see it. It's a very beautiful, it just looks royal, just looking at it. And so we welcome you. And this here is one of my favorite pieces. It is actually an Ankara piece, but what makes it beautiful, it's the way that it's printed. It has a natural, beautiful glow side to it. Even this is just cotton. It just expresses a lot of individuality and pride. I mean, the fabric speaks for itself. And so you get to enjoy and see how beautiful and bright and bold these fabrics are. We encourage you to come and see the exhibit until the end of June 27. And we met this wonderful lady, and please tell us your name.
Maryland.
Marilyn walked in, and I was just going over the fabric exhibit so we can share it with you guys. And she has visited 7 countries.
7 different countries.
I know I have my own narrative about my journey collecting these fabrics all over Africa. But tell me what inspires you, what makes you want to do this, a heritage that connects you to that.
Oh, so in my travels, I have been on safari and I've lived with people in the village, the cities, and the towns, the village, the towns, and the cities.
Yeah.
And it was just a bond and a connection. And ever since those travels, I have kind of appropriated the style and Americanized it.
Yes. Modernized it. It's gorgeous.
Americanized it. You know, some of the styles that I make have an American flair to it for the comfort of my lifestyle.
Absolutely.
But it's just something that I've kind of adopted from living in the culture with people.
What do you think about the exhibit?
I haven't started.
Oh, good. She's about to watch.
So
it, guys.
I'm getting there.
Well, the reason I did the exhibit, one of the biggest reasons, because I wanted the community to be able to know that, for one, Africa is not just one country. That's for sure.
Yes.
That's number one. But secondly, is to show the beautiful narrative of the history of Africa, where it comes from, how special the traditions, the rituals, the heritage are. And I'm hoping that when you get to see this exhibit, and many of us that are going to come see this are going to get inspired. The community really event is a melting point of people that may never know where they come from. This gives them a little glimpse of that, and also shows them how beautiful Africa is, how beautiful the culture, the language, the many tribes are. And so hopefully when people go to the exhibit, they get to understand why community is more in harmony when you learn about, education and things that you may not know about Africa. So thank you for coming. You look astonishing.
Thank you. And the culture, the people in the culture are very, from my experience, are very stable.
Yeah.
It's been about 30 years since I've traveled because it was 95, 97, in the 90s actually.
Yeah.
And, well, in the 2000s, that was the latest.
Different time.
Yeah, and they have the same phone number. We used to communicate by snail mail,
Oh, wow.
and then we've graduated up to email.
Yes.
And I still have an Android, and some of those people contact me on their iPhone, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So they have progressed from I know.
That's the part I think a lot of people didn't get to see. The technology advancements that are going on in Africa right now are astounding. And I think even more so, there's a lot of smart people that are willing to come out with inventions, but then take those inventions and make them their own. You know, create that African aspect to it. I really love when I see that and how people are creating it to be theirs. And so I'm excited to see what the future brings, especially in the history of how people understand Africa, how people assimilate to Africa, as well as how they embrace culture all around. So thank you so much for letting me talk to you. Thank you. You're amazing. What's beautiful about it, we have collaborated with Jamil of International African American Art of Kansas City. You get to see some of this beautiful painting. It's a great bonus for you to enjoy some of the beautiful Kansas City artists that have made this. As you can see, I just take a deep breath every time I get to see it. And you can see how much we have so much talent here in Kansas City. And so we welcome you to experience this beauty. And if you've never been to Black Archives of Native America, you need to come and see. They have a lot of offering of history, as well as a whole other exhibition hall that you get to see and visit and learn and experience the culture that is Kansas City. So welcome to Native America Black Archives, and come and see the beautiful, beautiful history of Africa. Welcome. Thank you.